you hate the whites.
No, sir, we don't hate
Why is that grown up, do you suppose, that the Muslims
this is
are a
false
hate
propaganda
white group?
to scare Negroes, to keep them from coming, because Negroes by nature love their enemy. They pray for those who use them. Negroes by nature don't hate nobody. And so if they can make people think that we're a hate group, that'll frighten them. But we don't hate white people. We know white people. We know the history of white people. For an example, if a tiger broke in this room now, I would beat you getting out. If a rattlesnake broke in here, I'd beat you getting off of this stage. I don't hate rattlesnakes. I don't hate tigers. I just know I can't get along with them. After learning the nature of the snake and the tiger, I don't want to try to eat with him or sleep with him because I know that he might bite me. So now that
you don't think that we can ever get along. I think that was your point with Martin Luther King.
I know whites and blacks cannot get along. This is nature. This getting worse every day. The latest government fact-finding committee just said that things are becoming to be separate, just two societies, black and white. That's what we've been telling you, separation. Now the government admits that that's coming. White women have got gun clubs all over the country. Learn how to shoot at black targets. Understand they're making guns that'll shoot through brick walls just to get Negroes. And
do you believe that?
I know it. I see it. Mayor Daley on Chicago, I think, somebody ordered helicopters or something just with these rats and rotating machine guns on them, and they breeding dogs that just attack black people. All kind of spray and mist and banana slick. Well,
what are you going to do now as one of the prominent black persons and a
teach
person who can be a leader, and that you
I'm not going to be a leader.
What is your role in this perhaps civil war, as people call it?
I can't be a leader, but I can tell them about the leader. All I can tell them is to join on to their own kind, accept their own kind, join on to the true religion, which is Islam, join on to the Muslim teachings, which is taught to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the honest black man preaching the truth to black people. Clean up your own neighborhoods, do something for yourself, quit begging to integrate, but beg to separate.
Ali?
Well, if number one, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the religion of Islam, has given me a beautiful name, Muhammad Ali, which is connecting me with some 56 Muslim countries. I have 56 government invitations. This is why Washington won't let me go to Japan to fight, because the prosecuting attorney came to Houston and told the judge that if we let this man leave, he might not come back because he has 600 million Muslim brothers that would gladly make him a millionaire fugitive. So this is what it's done to me, where I used to try to get love of whites and beg to be with whites, and now I can go sit with kings in Egypt, Lebanon, Syria, Pakistan, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia. This has taught me a knowledge of myself, taught me to love and respect my own people, taught me to marry and my own women, all great Negroes.
But you're obviously not uncomfortable with whites. I don't think you are.
No, I'm uncomfortable.
Are you uncomfortable with me right now?
No, I'm comfortable. I'm real comfortable with you. Of course, I know how far to go with you. I'm not going to go home with you now and flirt with your daughter. I'm not going to try to push you out of your suburb. I integrate so far. See, we don't. That's why I like Governor Wallace. He tells the truth about things like that.
You like George Wallace?
Yes, sir. That truth he tells, we like. He tells the truth.
You believe that?
I see him telling the truth.
You don't believe he's been a tough influence in this country and a bad influence?
Well, I don't agree with everything nobody say, but I like what he say when he says that Negroes shouldn't force itself into white neighborhoods, and white people shouldn't have to move out of the neighborhoods just because one Negro comes. If they don't want to sell the house to him, he shouldn't, and that makes sense. If a person don't want you, why are you going to push yourself on him? And Wallace is admitting that this ain't right, and let the people do what they want to do. They need local government where they can decide what they want to do in their own community, and just don't make some northern so-called liberal come in and bust the neighborhood up, and they all have to pack up and go somewhere else and always be
What would you say for your people? They're living in deplorable conditions in Chicago now. They're living in terrible conditions in Chicago.
This is all over the world living in terrible conditions. This is why Elijah Muhammad teaches us that they need some land of their own where they can produce and build their own homes, schools, factories, and hospitals, since they're suffering and been turned away from many of whites, and get some land. Since we helped build America to be fit to the richest states on the planet, fought in all American wars to help maintain and uphold the government, why not should we have some of the land where we can build and construct? Negroes are doctors, Negroes are lawyers, physicians, mechanics, plumbers, electricians. Why not can we go somewhere now and build a future for our children such as other people? Why should we just remain beggars and employees? Why not can we go and a job?
But do you think this could happen? In other words, you want some land in the United States.
Now Elijah Muhammad teaches us that God taught him, not me, that this land should be here or elsewhere, just like all people. No people can be free and independent without land. No people can be free if they can't feed themselves. No people can be free if they don't clothe themselves. Negroes are 22 million people, Elijah Muhammad teaches us. We don't make shoestrings. 22 million people and don't have a toothpick factory. 22 million people, if you white people closed the grocery stores tomorrow, we would starve to death.
But you have your own stores in the Muslim community.
Oh, Elijah Muhammad's buying hundreds of thousands of acres of farmland throughout the country, canning up and food and taking it to supermarkets and his restaurants that he's building all over the country. He's got his own colleges, universities. He's on radio worldwide now, national here in America. He's on TV in Washington. He prints 2 million newspapers a week called Muhammad Speaks.
Yes, we've seen it.
And he's got mosques and temples all over the country, and he is the black man for black people to follow. He's not just asking for a job. He's not just asking for a house in a white neighborhood. This is nothing. See, Negroes are actually fighting for equality with the white man's dog. You may say, why? Well, when they say we want open housing, they still not getting nothing the dog ain't got. The dog sleeps in the house with white people, in the bed, many of them. And Negroes want to ride on the best transportation up front with the white people. The dogs do better than that. He ride right in the front seat. I see him when the sun's shining. Dogs ride right in the front seat of the car. And Negroes, they want to eat the white man restaurant and this and that. Still, the dogs eat at the same plate. I see this. So in reality, the Negro's not fighting for equality with the white man. He's fighting for equality with the white man's dog. To be equal with the man, he needs some airports. He needs some train stations, some television companies, some water plants. He needs some farmland.
It's going to be hard to get, though, isn't it?
And not if he has some land of his own.
He has some land.
And if the white man gave him justice and repaid him for building up this country and working 310 years.
Some people like Stokely Carmichael, Rap Brown, say that the white man will not do this, though. And that they have to be militant. They are militant. You, I think, probably know these men, do you not?
I know them good. We would look like fools trying to be valiant against the most powerful military country on earth. We would look like bulls running down a railroad track head on into a more locomotive train. You might say, look at that brave bull, but when that bull come head on with that train, all he will have left as his monument is his blood and his flesh on the track. See, we can't be powerful against the man who makes the bullets, who makes the guns. We look like fools with a pop gun hiding on a roof shooting at the army. If every Negro had a machine gun, a tank, a bazooka, a year's round of ammunition, and a good hideout, we wouldn't have a chance because we don't control no food. After 2 or 3 days, we'd be hungry. For us to be violent against America, we would have to have superior weapons than America, and we don't have the factories nor the earth to dig the material to manufacture the weapons. And if we would get the weapons, we would have to get them from you.
You don't agree with
and I'm sure you are not going to give Negroes weapons to shoot you with. So I'm not here to talk. Say I don't agree with Stokely. I don't agree with Rap Brown. I don't agree with the late Martin Luther King. We're all black people who are fighting for freedom, justice, and equality. Everybody have their approach. There's a war going on in Vietnam. One man fights from the air. One man fights from the land. One man fights from on top of the water. One man fights in the submarine under the water. One man comes from, he's a Secret Service man or a spy. They're all fighting the same common enemies. They say the North Vietnamese people, but they have different approaches. Negroes have different approaches for their freedom. One man believes in integrating. One day we all be white, he say. Look like white people after 200 years. One believes that education and politics will solve it. One believes shooting and looting and burning up the country will solve it. One man believes integration will solve it. And we believe separation somewhere to ourselves will solve it. So we're not here to talk about these fellows. The same dog that bit them bit me and biting me, but we just don't agree with their approach to the freedom, but we all are for them if they are sincere in their way. And one day we hope that they will all soon recognize the true leader, Elijah Muhammad, and will all soon be Muslims.
What do you think will happen? Elijah Muhammad is a very old man. One day he must die. Like
he will die. One day.
What do you think will happen to your group?
Well, when he dies, we will be in heaven. We'll be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed, and this will all be over. The Negroes with America will go down with America, and Allah,
when he dies.
When he dies, we will be free. His work will be over, and we have a few just around the corner. We don't have a lot of more years here in America.
Tell us about.
And I would like to say that Moses died too, Noah died, Lot died, all of God's prophets died, but they accomplished their missions.
You consider Elijah Muhammad a prophet of God?
He's a messenger. He's not here to tell us what's going to happen. He's telling us what's happening. He's a messenger. He's the messenger of Allah to the so-called Negroes.
What about your own life now? You're married, you have a young wife.
Yeah, I got a little baby on the way. In about a month and a half, I'll have another little boy, I hope, and I'm young enough to hold the crown until he's around.
Do you think he'll be the champion?
Well, I don't think I want him to box. I'm going to send him to school, and I'm going to make him study and work, and he's going to be a wise man. He won't box.
You're living in Chicago now.
Right. I bought me a nice little home there and fixed it up nice. And
still drive the Cadillac?
beautiful 18-year-old Muslim girl. Oh yes, I got a couple of them old Cadillacs, but I'm trying to get my airplane. Cars are too slow. I travel so much every day. I'm in certain cities, and I'm always moving. I always have calls, and driving are killing me. And I would like to have my own private plane. And now I'm pricing a Learjet, and I have a company
just like the Arcus
in Kansas City where they make those things, Wichita. They are working now with giving me a good deal on one where I maybe probably could lease it. Cause it's
well, I guess I'll pry into your personal affairs. There have been so many stories that you've been like Joe Louis and that you're broke.
Yes,
you owe your lawyers $280,000 on one hand. Now you talk about buying a Learjet.
Yeah, I'm about gone. I said lease. See,
lease.
You ever say
see.
Lease at the end? Yeah, but tax will pay for it anyway. But what I'm trying to say is that yeah, I'm just about broke. I'm not allowed to work here now in America. I'm not allowed to leave America. I'm not like Joe Louis. I didn't fight 13 years. See,
I was 29 fights and won them all.
Yeah, but I just only had 9 title fights. And out of those 9 big title fights, my cut was $2 million. My cut after everybody got
After everything, that was your cut, $2 million.
No, not after everything. This is before taxes.
Before taxes.
Yeah, after my manager was paid, after
right.
my opponent was paid, the peanut man, the popcorn man, and everybody, my cut was $2 million. And out of $2 million, the 10 white men that backed me in Louisville, they made a deal with the government behind my back. I knew nothing about it. Real quick, they made a deal with the government where they would give the government 90% of all my earnings before I got them. This was called the Joe Louis law to keep me from being broke, they say. But 90% of my $2 million went to the American government. So that only left me 10% out of $2 million to live on, and out of that I had to pay $150,000 to get rid of my first wife because she wouldn't join the faith, and then naturally it cost me money to live. So the money's about gone, and not only me. I don't know why people are so confused over one Negro boxer getting low in funds or depleted in funds when America's broke. America's now canceling trips and things to save money. So if you know if big powerful America can get broke, you know a little Negro boxer can get broke.
Well, that's true. You can. You've severed all connections now with your management group in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the group that brought you on. Did you leave them in a friendly manner?
Oh yeah, the contract ran out, and they wanted to renew it, but they didn't want to give me the price for it, so we just had to find another manager.
You go back to Louisville often to see your mother and father?
Oh, yes, I was there 2 days ago. I was in Louisville, but I don't have time to stay there too much. The town looks so small, and the people move so slow. The friends are raised up. We'll still stand on the same corner, ain't doing nothing, just hanging around the same places. And when you get out and travel and knowledge, and when you get knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and when you've been around the world a couple of times like me, and talking to wise men like you, newspaper men, and on all these TV shows, and this makes you wise and intelligent. When you go back to these little one-horse towns, you just can't stay there 2 hours. You just, after a day, I'm ready to get out.
Well, you got to move. I've noticed that about you. You like to move. You're a restless person.
Even in jail, I'm going to have a moving plan.
Move you from cell to cell, or? I don't know. Have you gotten any specific word about when they will act on your appeal?
I got a letter the other day said, get ready because they're cleaning out your cell.